Hey, fellow Restopians, welcome back to Restopia. I'm on the PC. What have I got on? I've got my Helm Kuraburi titanium white dial. I've still got the same, let's have a look, is it that messy? I've still got the same setup, I haven't moved. With this new camera position, the problem is, well, if it is a problem, is that to record a video, I would have to make sure the desk was tidy. I haven't really bothered, but it hasn't changed much from last time. So, but I'm looking at I'm going to look at my channel on a computer in front of me and look at a comment from Black Langster. Black Langster commented, thank you for commenting, Black Langster. I've left you a couple of replies. The first one might have sounded a bit pooey, but it wasn't. I hope I've addressed that in the second one. I love getting replies. I don't mind, and I've said before, if you don't agree with anything I say, please tell me. The interaction, the banter is quite important to me. I certainly do not shy away from it. But it brought up an interesting point. I had my... I hope you're a subscriber, Black Langster. If you're not, considering subscribing. Because if you're not, then you possibly won't get this... mention of your viewership and comment. I haven't got the light on today, but it's fairly light, and we'll see what the difference is between this camera position with the light and this camera position without the light. So I had my Blancpain Time Swatch 50 fathoms on, and Black Langster commented that he said, please wear a watch properly, lol, they usually go on the wrist, not the hand. Now, I immediately whacked this back on just to see. I watched the video and I whacked this back on. But it does bring up a very interesting point. Now, I tend to I would never want my watch to be so tight. I mean, I think, Black Langster's commenting about this, I don't even know, this bone thing there. I'm not even sure what that's called. And etiquette is you wear it above the bone, not... I mean, there isn't really a below the bone. I mean, you couldn't... Below the bone would be... below the bone... would be on your hand. Yeah, so I'm never going to wear a watch below the bone, so the bone's on the other side, but equally I'm never going to wear a watch so tight that it doesn't go down past the bone. Now, everyone's different. That bone doesn't really affect me too much. It's kind of there, but maybe some people have a more pronounced bone. It's like the Adam's apple of your hand, isn't it, really? But then again, girls probably have that bone as well. But yeah, this is probably, and it comes on to another point actually, which I'll butt in now. I have tried my Blancpain Time Swatch on a tighter setting, and it's just too tight. It's just too tight. I'm not sure what the spacing is on the pin buckle strap there, but if I put it on the next tightest one, it's too tight. I couldn't wear it like that, so that's not happening. This watch has micro adjust. I'm guessing it's about 2.5 mil. It's normally between 2.5 and 3 mil. But it kind of shows why you need micro adjust. Now, when I came back from holiday, from summer holiday, my wrist had certainly swelled, and all of a sudden my watches were noticeably tighter than they were before. I think it's gone back down now because putting all these watches on here, a few of them on, they do seem quite loose. With the micro adjust, I could. I'm not going to bother doing it because I'm happy with how that feels. But I could pop that one micro adjust tighter. It would take seconds, but I'm not going to. I think that's probably... I think if I do that, it will be too tight. So this is as good as this is going to fit me. It's like a pair of jeans, though, isn't it? You can have 10 pairs of jeans in the same size. I'm a 34 waist, 32 leg for information. You have 10 pairs, but one of them just fits you better than the other. And it's like watches. One fits you better than the other. But I think this helm is as good as this is going to fit. Now, my take on whether a watch is too small, is too tight for you, is don't want to get confused with being too small, is too tight, is if it doesn't move. If that didn't move, and that's the only way I'm going to keep it above that bone thing, if it doesn't move, that's too tight. My take on a watch being too loose is if you shake it down and you bend your wrist back and it puts pressure on that bracelet, then it's too loose. Now, there isn't there isn't much pressure on that bracelet. But if there was, I'd simply do that. It's not falling down to the extent that every time I do that, it's not annoying. If that were tighter by even 2.5 mil, I think that would be annoyingly tight. So I think this is the best that it's going to fit me. That one definitely was the best that it's going to fit me. And the other thing that I'll say about being too tight is what a watch shouldn't do. And I saw this on a Watchfinder short recently. There's been a couple of them actually. So when you take it off, it shouldn't leave a mark where the watch was. If it leaves a mark where the watch was, it's too tight. Does that sound fair enough? Let me know in the comments below. I think if it leaves a mark, it's too tight. Now, if you have a ring, I haven't got my ring on at the moment, but if you have a ring, because it needs resizing, funny enough, if you have a ring that's too tight, it's going to leave a mark. But generally you don't have a ring that's too tight, because it might leave a mark where you've been in the sun and it's white underneath, but it won't leave an indent, because if it was too tight, you wouldn't get it off your knuckle. You'd have to cut it off. So what else do guys wear? They wear bangles. I've got a few. I'll bring one over here, my favourite one. Bracelets. They wear bracelets, not bangles. Walking like an Egyptian. No, a bracelet, not a bangle. They're never too tight that they leave a mark. Nothing should leave a mark. The only thing on a guy that should leave a mark is your underpants, or the waistband on boxers. But if your underpants and boxers didn't leave a mark, they'd fall down. But watches should not leave a mark. Oh, that's the other thing I said. I said that already. Adam's apple of your wrist. Yeah, I don't know. That's how I see it. I hope Black Langster is still a friend. I hope you subscribe, mate. I hope you like my getting a mention and my reply. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, re-comment again, or if anyone doesn't agree with that, let me know. I mean, I think everyone's different. I think everyone has different size wrists. That bone might be more prominent. The way that their wrist bends back might do more, put more pressure on the watch. I don't know. But for me, I've got to have a bit of... I'm very, very anal about watch sizing on bracelets. This is why I have such a go at Grand Seiko, because they just don't fit people's wrists. And not only Grand Seiko, I haven't got one here, but a Tudor, fake rivet linked bracelet with the fake rivets on them. Some people call them faux, but that's just another word for that's a posh word for fake, basically. Fake rivets. Those bracelets don't have enough, even though they do have micro adjust, they don't have enough to overcome one full link, and they don't have any part links. I have a go at those too. I have a go at any braceleted watch that you cannot get, a 2.5/3 mil adjustment without removing or replacing links. And I'm very fussy. It's a big thing for me, so I don't take it lightly. I don't think this is too big for me. I don't know. What does Black Langster think? So there's a shot of it. I mean, I'm guessing he will think that's on my hand, not my wrist. But if it, it's kind of got to be on my hand. It's got to be on my wrist, because if it was on my hand, and I don't want to labour the point. If it was on my hand, when I went like that, it wouldn't hurt the watch, because it's on my hand, not my wrist. It has to be on my hand for a hand movement to have any problem on the watch. Now, although that is close, I'm going to be honest, that is close. I can feel pressure there. I don't think it's enough to cause a problem. And it's certainly the best option. The only other option I've got is to have it so tight there that it just doesn't move, and cuts off my circulation and leaves a mark when I take it off. But each to their own. Each to their own. People do what they want to do. I guess I mentioned in my reply to the Black Langster that people years ago used to wear their watch on the back of their wrist. I don't know if I can swear. I think I can. How wanky is that? Come on. What is that all about? Oh, what's the time? You know, people don't really do it as much these days. Is that crown digging in my wrist? I don't know. People don't do it as much. But if someone wore a watch like that, I'd say, you know, you really need to learn how to wear your watch properly. But, well, I don't know, would I? I've never done it. I don't think I'd be that rude, but that is wearing a watch not properly. I think, and also, if you're going to wear your watch on the back of your wrist, you kind of do need it. You do need it really tight then. So at least it would clear the knuckle thing there, whatever that is, because you really need it tight so that when you move it round, it's actually sort of there, and not as in mine. It's like hanging down. Then you have to twist your wrist even more. I can't see the time. I mean, if you're going to do that, there's a watch. I think Vacheron Constantin make one. Well, I know Vacheron Constantin make one. There's probably other brands that do it where the actual dial it's not round. I think it's a square dial, and it's at 45 degrees, and it's meant for driving. So when you have a watch like that, the 12 o'clock position is at 2 o'clock, so that so basically you don't have to turn your wrist 90 degrees to see the time. You can turn it like that much, and you can see the time. Not that I can't tell the time from that. But, you know what us watch guys are like. We need to fucking make something. Did I say a rude word there? I think I did. I can't do this video again. Hopefully you weren't offended by that. Fricking. Did I say fricking? Hopefully, hopefully we don't mind, we are very exact about things. And so that's how it is. But that watch doesn't need to be at that angle to have on the proper side of your wrist. But actually, if you are going to wear your watch on the back of your wrist, then you just can't get it at the right angle. You can't do it. So that watch would be far more useful if you're going to wear it on the back of your wrist. And I've only just thought of that. I've only just thought of that. So yeah, that's what those watches are for. Well, I hope that video was useful. I really didn't say the F word, but if you want to be awkward, you can report me. Get me banned from YouTube. But for now, one wrist, live it.